We recently spent 7 days on board the Norwegian Bliss, cruising from Seattle to Sitka, Juneau, Icy Strait Point, Ketchikan, and Victoria, British Columbia. In today's video, we're bringing you along with us for the entire cruise, showing you everything we did along the way. And this is what we did in Seattle.
Rented some scooters. That's right, we rented a couple city scooters and rode them up to Pike's Market area. The first store we found was a wine store, and if you know us, you know we love ourselves some wine. So, we did a tasting before heading over to the famous Seattle Space Needle. Now, I'm afraid of heights, so I was a bit nervous about the visit, but they had a bar at the top. Cheers! We took some photos along the glass edge, and Mike even leaned up against it. Nope. Then, he even walked on the rotating glass floor like a crazy person. Nope. No thanks. Okay, fine. I'll stand on it real quick. Is this good? Next, we stopped at Pub 70 for some food and drink. We shared a sandwich and a salad before walking back to our hotel, situated right next to the cruise port. It feels like we're already on a cruise with this oceanfront balcony.
The next morning, we woke to the view of our ride for the next 7 days, the Norwegian Bliss. Boarding with us is our good friends Frank and Jeannie, and my mom and Aunt Leticia.
High beach, please.
The boarding process was quick and easy, and we were surprised to see a divided gangway based on your muster station. This helped reduce the foot traffic in gangways as passengers' entrances were split up. But we're not focused so much on that because we're just mere steps away from being on our next cruise. It wasn't the prettiest spot to board, but it came with a purpose, to get the muster drill completed first and foremost, so we could immediately start enjoying our cruise. We did a little ship exploring, then went to Garden Cafe for some tasty buffet food and a drink. Okay, full speed, Mom, go.
You better not put this on your show. Promise me. Are you recording it? Michael.
My foot! After meeting back up with my mom and Leticia, we made our way to the teppanyaki restaurant to reserve our specialty dinings for the week. From there, we went to our room, cabin 9278, balcony. The room felt spacious, especially the large balcony, perfect for some whale watching. We've got our room all situated, our bags are unpacked, our room is ready to go. Look at that, we got our hat stash up here. We've got everything all set up, unpacked, and it is sail away time, so we're going to go.
Let's go. It only took us 20 minutes to unpack.
It only took us 20 minutes. I feel like we did it faster. And check out our door. Alaska, here we come.
For the sail away party, we had a couple Long Island iced teas. And I don't know if you can tell by our faces, but those drinks were strong. After the party, it was back to more ship exploring. We found the huge ship model located right at the entrance to the observation lounge. This lounge was huge and just what you'd want for an Alaskan cruise. Tons of couches and chairs in the forward, port, and starboard sides of the ship. Next, we found the local bar and grill. We played a quick game of bowling where Mike did okay, but can he successfully roll 2 gutter balls on both sides of the pins? After I destroyed Mike at bowling, I treated him to some food at the local, but just a snack. We don't want to fill up too quickly. Here's to a great cruise. See you next week, Washington.
The night brought us to the Beatles experience. Followed by another round of cruise ship bowling, this time with the bowling alley kingpins themselves, Mark and Stephanie from the cruise world. Then we played Wheel of Fortune, and although we didn't get picked to be contestants, you can still play along in the audience and even win prizes for being the fastest guessers. I can't believe they didn't solve that one. Lastly, the night brought us to the Silent Disco Party. This was set up differently than any other silent party we've been to. To change the station, you had to walk around the room. Each corner was set up as either 80s, 90s, 2000s, or today's music. We personally like being able to just change the station on your headphones, but we still had a really fun time.
Well, that's it for day 1, beaches. Day 2 was a day at sea, and it was a chilly morning. We decided to eat at the American Diner, but we were just a little early as it hadn't opened yet. So we went next door to Spice H2O to kill a few minutes before it opened. Once we sat, Mike had the chicken salad sandwich, and Diana and I both had chicken pot pie casserole. Next, we found a couch spot in the observation lounge and just relaxed for the next few hours. Later in the day, we got competitive again with Mark and Steph, this time playing Liar's Dice at the District Brew House. If you've never played Liar's Dice, just know that game can get pretty heated. Mike was not my friend. Our first specialty dining was at Ocean Blue. The seafood was pretty good, but the best dish was this ahi and avocado tower. Overall, it wasn't our favorite specialty dining and was nowhere near as good as Royal Caribbean's restaurant, Hooked.
Alright guys, it's windy out here, but you know what? It's the end of the night on an Alaskan cruise and the sun is setting. It's beautiful out here. We do have aurora borealis lights that are expected to be part of the forecast tonight, so we're excited. And you know what? Sun setting, you wouldn't guess it by the sky, but it is actually 9 p.m. and we are going in the spa. So let's go. Woo, it is chilly and windy out here. We got the whole spa to ourselves.
Mark farted and cleared the jacuzzi for us.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Thanks, Mark. What can I say except welcome? Oh, it feels great in here. So this is our glass of Chardonnay. Yeah, that guy's a really good bartender because he filled it up to the max. We gotta push the button, babe. Where is it? Right there. There we go. We got the bubbles going back on. Ah, the bubbles are back on.
5 minutes.
Half a bottle in a glass right here.
In a cup. In a cup.
In a cup. Sorry, it's not a glass. It's a plastic. Day 3 brings us to Sitka, and along the way into port, I spotted some whales just outside our balcony. Betsy unfortunately missed the action, and by the time I came back with the camera, they were gone. But there's still plenty of cruise left. Plus, today's excursion is all about wildlife. It is day 3 and we are in Sitka, Alaska, our first Alaskan port of the trip.
I got my gloves. I'm prepared.
Prepared?
Preparato.
Today we're getting off the ship. It's supposed to rain from 1 o'clock on today. We're going to the Fortress of the Bear.
And the Raptor Center.
We're going to meet some animals.
We are meeting animals, and we had whale sightings, and Mike saw a full breach.
I did. I unfortunately didn't catch it on camera, but I did see it in the binoculars. Really, really cool. After eating this power breakfast of champions at Garden Cafe, we debarked to probably the most crowded cruise port we have ever been to. And this was our 25th cruise together. My poor mother became very discouraged and opted to stay in the immediate area with Leticia. Myself, Betsy, Frank, and Jeannie all got in line for the shuttle to downtown. A line that zigged and zagged and seemed never ending. Just when you thought you were close, you found a whole new section of lines. In total, the line took just under an hour to reach the front. So pro tip, if you have a scheduled excursion that requires the shuttle ahead of time, leave early. Leave way early than you think you need to. Anyways, our excursion isn't by reservation. We are buying it in person where the buses drop you off, which is at the Harrigan Centennial Hall. We paid $20 a person for the tour of the Fortress of the Bear, followed by the Raptor Center. Information on these tours can be found at sitkatouralaska.com. I'll put a link in the description. By the way, we saved a ton on this excursion by not booking through the cruise line. First stop, Fortress of the Bear. This is a sanctuary for bears that were either injured in the wild or found abandoned as cubs and could not survive on their own. We paid $15 per person for entry, while Frank got the veteran's price of $10. Thank you for your service, Frank. Then entered through the gift shop before making our way out to the viewing areas, where we saw plenty of bear action.
Our next stop would take us to the Raptor Center. A raptor is defined as a medium to large-sized bird with a hooked beak, large sharp talons, and feeds wholly or mostly on meat. So no Jurassic Park here, guys. Just like the bears, these raptors were found distressed in the wild and brought here for rehabilitation. But unlike the bears, some of these birds can be released back into the wild once they've made a full recovery. Before we went back, we took a quick stroll down to the hiking trail to check out some more beautiful scenery. Well, that's it for the tour itself, but before heading back to the ship, we wanted some local food truck grub. We were told to check out Ashmo's. We ordered the rockfish tacos and the black cod tips. Both were amazing, but the black cod tips were really one of a kind. Back on the ship, we said goodbye to Sitka as we sailed away, but we were surprised with one more wildlife sighting.
There's whales out there. You see them, babe?
I'm trying to see him, babe. There's one right there. You don't? Do you want to use my binoculars?
Oh wow!
Thank you.
You just missed it, babe.
Yeah, I'm just a little slow.
You missed a full breach.
I did? This makes me dizzy. After the whale watching, we played some more Liar's Dice to close out the night.
On day 4, we arrived in Juneau. Today we are doing the Bike and Brew with Glacier View tour. Getting off the ship on this day was easy, way easier than yesterday. No crowds or long lines, and everything was easy to find, including our excursion. By the way, I came prepared to take you guys along on a virtual bike ride via my hat camera mount. The vans took us to this little chapel where we suited up in our waterproof pants and jackets before getting our bikes. Waterproof, check. Helmet, check. Camera, check. And bike, check. We're ready to ride. The ride would be 9 miles in total with 2 stops to view the Mendenhall Glacier, followed by a beer tasting at the end. My inner 12-year-old self was telling me to relearn how to ride my bike with no handlebars, so I was practicing along the way. What do you think of the ride so far?
I'm feeling like I'm always behind.
No, but you're doing great.
How are you feeling about your ride?
I'm feeling great.
You're feeling great?
Yeah.
You're feeling like you got your camera rolling and all that?
Yep. It's fun stuff.
Yeah.
Now we're entering the woods, babe.
The wilderness version.
Now we're hiking to the Mendenhall Glacier.
Nope, we're walking it, taking a quick walk through the bush.
A quick walk through the bush. Kind of feels like a hike, though. We're going uphill right now. Now it's fun.
Yeah.
This spot in 1910 was where the edge of the glacier once sat. Now it has receded back an unbelievable amount. As we walked down to the lake for pictures, the glacier could be seen from what seemed like several miles away. After some pictures, it was time to bike on. We hopped back on our mountain bikes and headed to the Mendenhall Glacier Visitor Center. By the way, I have now unlocked my childhood skill of no handlebars. Well, the biking part is done, and now we are going to walk down to Nugget Waterfall and see the glacier from another spot. And we were told to look for some sockeye salmon by the visitor center.
Yep, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
We're gonna look, and we're gonna take you guys with us.
Looking out. The visitor center was so crowded. We were thankful to get here by bike and not by bus. Nugget Falls was 2 miles round trip, so we decided to skip it since we have just under an hour to get back to the van. At At the viewing point, we could see the huge Mendenhall Glacier. Although we're not right up next to it, it was still close enough for a good camera shot. As massive as it is, it's crazy to think how big it once was over 100 years ago. Back near the entrance and to the left is where we first spotted some sockeye salmon in a small pond. But for the best viewing, head over to the Steep Creek Salmon Viewing Trail. There they are, swimming upstream, headed to their ultimate demise. Don't do it, little guys! Turn back the other way! Back in the van, we had a couple snacks before being dropped off for our beer tasting. At our table was a beer flight from Alaska Brewing, which featured a Kolsch-style ale, a white ale, an amber ale, and an IPA. Their beers were good, and it was a fun way to celebrate a successful bike ride through the elements of Alaska. Cheers, everyone!
We have just one more thing we have to do here in Juneau, Alaska before we leave, and it is not take a picture and maybe visit the Alpacas International Store.
It's for Tom,
which is right here.
Can we go and get one of these?
Yes. QT is a popular store.
Get this for Tom. It's a finger puppet.
Oh.
Hi guys, how are you?
Good, how are you?
How are you doing today?
Great, we love alpacas, so we were drawn to your
wonderful.
store.
Absolutely, welcome.
Well, we have a quick amount of time. I got alpaca socks.
We got some alpaca socks
They're
and a
so
little
cute.
alpaca finger puppet.
And I got Tom a finger puppet. Tom, can't wait to see what you're gonna do with this finger puppet. You just put your finger up it.
Would you like to go on a vacation?
Yes.
You're supposed to say, alpaca my bags.
I'll pack in my bags. Heading back to the ship, we had one thing in mind. Go to the local for a light snack, of course. And while we're at it, how about a nice buttery Chardonnay? After that, we wanted to check out the Speedway since it's already day 4 and we haven't even seen it. But it looks like we're not racing today due to the rain. But that's okay because we just got word that the bow of the ship is open for passengers for the upcoming stop at Dawes Glacier. Ooh, it's so windy and cold, but we still have an hour before our arrival, so we'll come back.
That was really cool and really cold.
It was really cold.
So we've got dinner reservations at 6 o'clock, but that's the time that we're supposed to arrive at the glacier. So we're gonna see if we can jump in there early so we can still see the glacier in a little bit. This is our second specialty dining of the cruise at Food Republic. Norwegian Cruise Line describes this as Asian Latin fusion, but it's not. It's everything Asian from sushi to Thai chicken to pork bao to wontons to noodle soups and so on. We're supposed to be ordering on this tablet, but oh my god, look at that giant ice chunk floating by. And is that a glacier on top of that mountain? Oh yeah, where were we? Let's place our order. We couldn't have asked for a better seat while dining. The views are just incredible. First, our cocktails came out, followed shortly by our food. I'm going to spoil it now. This was our favorite dining we had on this entire sailing. Probably the best Asian cuisine we've had on all the different cruise ships we've been on as well. Sorry, Royal. Sorry, Carnival. By the looks of it, we must be pretty close to Dawes Glacier by now. Time to head back to the bow. We finished dinner super fast.
And in a few minutes as well, we'll be picking up guests.
This is perfect.
That's the glacier.
Excursions. And once all those guests are back, we will also be
Normally the cruise ship gets a little closer to the glacier for viewing, but because of the conditions, especially the wind, the captain didn't want to take any unnecessary risks. But that's okay. It's still an incredible experience, and I think we got a great view. The evening ended with another Beatles performance, followed by a god-awful comedy show. Two comedians both sucked.
Day 5 is an action-packed day, so buckle up, beaches. We're in Icy Strait Point, and the group is ready to go exploring. Diana hitched a ride on the care cart while the rest of us walked up to the port shopping and excursion area. See you at the top. The plan is to take the Sky Peak gondola to the top of the very steep mountain. But before doing so, we have to check in at the departure den and get our wristbands. Now we can board the small dangly car that hangs from a wire up in the sky alongside a cliff. Remember in Seattle how I was scared of heights? Yep, still am.
I think we're stuck right here on the cliff.
They probably stopped.
We better not be sick.
Are your ears popping?
You gotta just wiggle your jaw.
Yeah.
That's what they teach you for scuba diving.
Straight up.
At least we're not hiking it, I guess.
You just gave Mike his new challenge, though, hiking up this.
Yeah, there you go. And a jean bikini.
Is the other gondola flat? Sorry, guys.
You're good.
What does this latch do?
Mark, look where. Once at the top, the boys wanted to take some pictures along the edge of the cliffs.
This is ridiculous. Do it for the vlog.
He said his lens is too close.
It is.
Do you need the other one?
Yeah, I need that one.
Mike, he needs you to stand on this log and risk your life.
Really? I'll hold you, Mike.
You're not supposed to be doing this.
I don't see anywhere where it says you can't. But watch, if you put it up close
Napkins
to
or some coasters in.
I think he's setting you up for death. We don't have a. Oh, I do have a life insurance.
this is my step.
Okay.
All right, so if you push this in just a little bit, it's already recording. But if you push this in a little bit, it should help it
Stephanie and
focus.
I are worried about the mental
And then if you can just
sanity
do like,
of our
so you're clearing
husbands.
those bushes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just about 10 seconds.
Mike does love a cleared
You know,
bush.
that way we can get some gondolas going by it
It's
too.
not the
And then,
70s anymore.
Now that that's out of the way, we're going to hike the 3/4 mile trip over to Hidden Lake and see if we can find some good photo ops over there. Remember when you were a kid and you thought quicksand was a real danger in life? Well, here it is. Took us 43 years, but we found where it could potentially be. Maybe it's there? And this is where Mike opened the door to the shed and found a mountain guy sleeping. Did you ask him where the quicksand was?
Just curious, so I asked about the zip rider. You don't want to know the price. Okay, I'll tell you. For a whopping $279, you can ride the, quote, world's largest zip line, end quote. Now, I looked online and didn't see a price that high. I think they were price gouging people that wanted to buy on the spot. Anyways, now to take our $50 gondola ride back down. Now my mom and Aunt Leticia are going to ride the other gondola, which is free by the way, to the other side of the port, where Betsy and I are going to take the short hiking trail. Once there, we are going to explore the boardwalk, shopping, and restaurant areas. Let's go. You have a team name?
Grizzly bears.
Grizzly Bears?
Yeah, isn't that the kind of bears are here, or black
Black
bears?
Bears. Black Bears. Team Black Bears.
Team black bear.
Okay. If you need to drop any scat, it's okay.
I had a huge scat this morning.
Babe. At the gondola landing area is a smokehouse, a bar, and a gift shop. Also is the landing area for the zip rider as well. The walk through the boardwalk and little town is beautiful, definitely worth some pictures. And different from the other half of the port where we were up high and it felt like a mountain town, now it feels like a beach town. First stop, fish and chips and chowder soup. Second stop was through the museum, and right here I now demonstrate how to properly prepare your salmon in the cannery. Don't worry guys, these are just props. Fillet. Discard the guts. Chop here and leave. Here's a big red machine with a lot of parts, and on this side of it we line the fish. 2, 4, 6, 8.
Okay, salmon boy, let's go to the crab house. At the crab house, we ordered this awesome Bloody Mary stuffed with a whole crab leg, shrimp, and a scoop of crab meat. Yum. Because it was super busy, we left the bar and began to devour this monstrosity outside. I gave Mike the shrimp, and because of his old man eyes, he didn't notice that it wasn't peeled before chomping down on it. Just watch his reaction.
That's how you eat your crab.
I gotta turn the camera off.
Once Mike recovered, we moved on to the crab leg, which was surprisingly easy to split. Our last stop was to Little Jem's Mini Donut Stand, where you can choose between 31 different mini donut flavors. We ordered the Snickerdoodle donuts and proceeded to mow them down as we walked back to the gondola. We had no idea, but once back on the ship, the day was about to get real competitive.
We headed to the district brew house, where I became intrigued by this All-Stars board. Who the hell is Nick Haas, and how do I take him down? Well, I'll tell you how. You get 1 point for every different beer you drink. The contest starts from one side of the draft beers until you work your way all the way to the other, completing all 20. From there, you'll start to drink all the different bottled beers in the cooler. Now, I'm super competitive and also love craft beer, so I was ready to kill some brain cells and take down Nick Haas, starting with Angry Orchard, followed by Abita Strawberry Lager, lastly, I had the Funky Buddha Floridian Wheat. That's 3 down, now I feel like driving. Killing some time up here at Spice H2O before we can do the singles racetrack. I've got myself a pure energy drink, which, as Betsy said, is
96.2% natural spring water.
Yeah, so this is going to be good for me so that I can drink some more beers later on. And you know what? I'm taking Nick Haas down. I'm taking you and the Cruise World down on the racetrack, and I'm conquering that drop slide.
You're not going to do the drop slide today, are you?
To those of you that are thinking, wow, this guy just pounded 3 beers and now he's going driving. A, yes, that's what I'm doing. And B, realistically, it was like 2 hours ago. We had to wait for the double rider session to end, then we waited in line for an hour before we actually got to race. So C, I need a beer. But after the race. As we walked out, our group took the cars in front, leading with Steph in car number 4, Mark in car number 3, Betsy in car number 2, and myself in car number 11. The carts began in an automated pace setting, and for the beginning, we're viewing the race from Betsy's camera. Once every driver was on the track, our carts were given more speed. This was our practice lap, and the real race was about to begin. Lap 1 and 2 were a lot of feeling out the track, so we're jumping ahead to lap 3 where this happened. I held on to the 3rd place spot and didn't think I had a chance of passing Mark or Steph until lap 8. Mark and I both passed the leader, Steph, and lap number 74. I was feeling pretty good, and I know Mark was too, but I was still in 2nd place, and I stayed that way until lap 10, nearly the end of the race. Now, Mark says his cart just stopped on him, but I think he rubbed the wall just a little too hard. What do you guys think? Final lap, and I was sure victory was mine. Let's go! There it is, guys. 1st place and also held the fastest lap. 2nd was Mark, Steph in 3rd, and Betsy in 9th. Back to the district brew house to celebrate and also continue my beer competition. I'm having beer number 4, Barrel of the Monk's Hefeweizen, and Betsy's having the Alaskan Husky IPA. Next is the Alaskan Amber Ale, and by the way, I'm finishing all my beers. I'm not cheating this contest and leaving any beer behind. Number 6, Miami Weiss. Thanks, Robbie. And we met Kelly, another contestant. The goal is to take out Nick Haas at least.
100%. We're all taking down Nick Haas.
Smokehouse was amazing. We started with the brisket sliders and crab cakes. By the way, Mike brought beer number 7 here. Leticia also had the crab cakes, and Diana had the Tex-Mex tortilla soup. Our mains were the citrus honey salmon and the pork spare ribs. The plates look a little small because our sides haven't come out yet. But let me tell you, we didn't wait and the entrees were delicious. Soon our sides came out, the mac and cheese, baked potato, and onion rings. This was a real close contender to Food Republic. Very good food, great atmosphere, entertaining music, and barbecue that was some of the best we've ever had. Sorry, Guy Fieri. Upon returning to the district, something unexpected happened. We met Nick Haas.
Okay, you're only 10 away from old Nick Haas. Are you Nick Haas?
Oh, it's Nick Haas right there. Is that you?
Maybe.
Oh, Nick.
Tell us the truth.
All right.
All right, well, Nick Haas, the gauntlet has been thrown.
Who's throwing that gauntlet?
Him.
Right here. My name's not up there yet.
Mike, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Nick.
Nick Haas.
Nick Haas.
Just
Nice
call
to
me
meet
Nick. Don't need the last name.
We're probably going to keep calling you
It's
Nick
probably
Haas.
going to stick with the last name.
Now that Nick Haas is here in the flesh, my competitive nature has taken over. I've got to finish these beers and work my way towards catching up in the leaderboard. Nick Haas is out. He's on 20-something. His goal is to get to 36 because that was what it takes to beat the guy on the last cruise. So I got to get to 37 in 3 days. All right, Nick Haas, I'm on number 14 now.
You're not in WITSEC, are
I'm
you?
on number 1,000. Betsy Rodriguez. What do you want?
And I'm playing your game.
By the way,
You better run, you better take cover.
yes.
Mine read from a man in Brussels.
I think this is awesome because as you all know, you've been watching this video, Mike is in a contest. It's a beer drinking contest. But what he doesn't know is and this is actually pretty cool. He's actually sitting right next to the winner of that contest, what will be the winner of the contest, and that's Nick. Well, we can't say his last name.
Nick
This
Haas.
is Nick.
He's just
This is Nick. Say
Just
hello, Nick.
Well, we've already said in previous clips, this is
I
Nick
do
Haas.
appreciate this though because it inspires a bit of rivalism and it allows you to get to know one another on a cruise. It's really great. I love
It
it.
is. I gotta finish my drink. I don't know what it is, but it tastes good.
Do you want to know a great time to cruise, Nick? I was going to say your last name, but I stopped. Tell him when.
It's
Tell him when the
Haas.
best time to cruise is.
The night was nearing its inevitable end, so we took some drunk photos in the photo booth and hung them up on the wall. If you're on the Bliss anytime soon after this, let us know if our pics are still there. Stone IPA, one of my favorites from San Diego County, California, finished the night at number 16. It was all drunken conversation after that, before we stumbled back to our room and woke up to an early morning excursion. Good early morning from Ketchikan. Now, I'm a good sleeper no matter what, but Betsy, well, that's another story. We were on our way to a ziplining excursion through the Ketchikan forest. Our bus was a combo of us zipliners and a bear watching excursion. Once we arrived at the site, we split up. As they went to their potential bear mauling doom, we took a ride up a hill to our potential tree canopy demise, which actually terrifies Betsy. Sorry, babe.
Monty Zip and Rappel, I'm Blake, this is Lexi. We got Caden and Allie just walked.
With our harnesses on, we were ready to dangle above the forest floor below. By the way, we're skipping all these beginner lines and heading straight to the advanced ones.
You want to step right here, my friend?
Yep. We're all going to try to fit on this platform right here.
You're up first. Step on up, hop step. Good to go. Have fun. Just jump off? Yep.
Jump off? Woohoo!
Leaning back. You're good to go. Have fun.
Oh, my life.
You got it. You got it, girl.
Oh, my life. Okay, do I have to step off this?
You're good to go. Yep, you're good to go. You got it.
Yeah.
No, you are a bully.
I'm sorry.
That's in the job description.
He'll like it.
Oh, no hands.
No hands. No hands. No hands.
No hands.
Get over here. That's nothing.
Oh, well, my life. Jesus. Hayden, are you ready for me?
I never stopped.
Mike, did you know one carabiner can hold 3,500 pounds?
Come right here for
and
me, my friend.
Hayden's probably lying to me, but I like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hey, Allie's radio check.
Copy check.
Tell him Betsy said
We're good to go.
Oh, God.
All right.
Fuck.
You got it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right, and you are good to go. You got it. You can get the tree.
God.
Let go.
As I dangle here, hundreds, probably thousands of feet in the air, wondering if this is going to be the line that snaps, I think to myself, why in the f*** are we doing this excursion? This is literally the 6th or 7th ziplining excursion we've done, and my experience remains the same. Then I remembered my crazy psychopath husband somehow likes launching his body off trees while on vacation. Just look at him, slapping leaves, spinning around in a big harness with a big dumb smile on his face. I better be getting cocktails and a full body massage for doing this.
All right.
Oh,
You're just gonna squat and
Allie,
step.
I don't want
You
to
got
do
you.
this.
Come to the edge. Yep. You got it.
Oh, my life.
It's not that bad.
It's actually pretty casual.
Hey, I'm surprised you did it.
I'm stuck. I think that was on purpose.
That was on purpose.
Woohoo! I'm so happy to be down here.
How did it feel to be back on the ground?
Excellent.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, the Olympics had some left over, you guys. They're actually real Alaskan gold, okay? Don't
Should we break dance now or later?
Whatever you want.
Thank you.
All right.
I don't know if you know, but I got this for my ability to say the word
So, babe, what'd you think of that?
I'm glad it's done. I am a gold medal cussing champion.
Yes, you are.
There's a slug. The last thing we did was explore the immediate area, take some pictures with totem poles, and look for bears in this meadow, where they were commonly seen. We did have an opportunity to be dropped off in the town, but it was risky due to the fact that our port time was only until 1 p.m. And we had to find our own ride back. So we returned back to the ship earlier than we have ever been before from an excursion and took a very, very much needed nap.
After waking up, we checked in at American Diner, got a pager for a table, and went to Spice H2O, where I had a pure energy drink. We were soon sat at a table with the most amazing view. We placed our order, and when our salads came out, this happened.
Come back out, baby whale!
Oh, there's a whale out there.
Give me a show! There's nothing right there. I feel so happy I could cry. I literally have
You finally saw a breach. We saw like 3 breaches. After the show, our entrees came out. I had the cheeseburger, and Betsy had the pulled pork sliders. Both were pretty good, but I think the burger was better. Afterwards, we picked up a personalized bottle of wine we ordered off camera on day 1.
We just picked up our bottle of 19 Crimes, and it is so funny. Pam yelling at George, as per usual.
Don't want to miss the ship. You don't want to be the pier runners.
No. And it says, let the good times float on.
So it's a red blend. Doesn't say on the bottle.
Zin Merlot.
Cabernet Zinfandel Merlot. Sounds
Cabernet
delicious.
Sauvignon.
And let's not forget about the competition at the district. Back at it, number 17, we have the Jai from Cigar City Brewing. This is an IPA. I already know I'm gonna like it because I love the color. I love how it's hazy. First beer of the day. It is $2.40 right now.
You could beat Nick Haas.
That last beer ended up being my favorite of the entire contest, but the Alaskan Husky and Lagunitas were really good as well. Rounding off the last of the draft beers is Guinness. I love Guinness Draft on Nitro, and I was starting to feel like I had a chance, and like I have a buzz. Betsy was having a Chardonnay, my name was on the All-Stars board, and I was ready to start on the bottled beers. First was Japan's biggest beer brand, Asahi Super Dry Rice Lager. Don't get excited, this beer is disgusting. So let's skip ahead to Goose Island IPA. Probably my least favorite IPA, but I love IPAs, so it's okay. Nothing like a Goose Island IPA on your own balcony.
Ah, just getting snuggled up. I want to see a whale. Can you let them know? Whales?
The whales are coming right now.
Send some sonar out.
One more nap later. Okay, these beaches are going to the steakhouse.
We took a second nap.
Second nap. Historical day. We've never done this before.
Historical.
And
huge things happen.
First time this cruise, I have the good boy hair on. Hello,
You
ready?
look so cute with your animal shirt on.
Oh, you look so beautiful and handsome. I like
We took our
that.
second nap. Tonight, dinner at Cagney's is with the whole crew. Of course, Mike brought beer number 23 along. The food was really good, but the company was even better. Cheers to a great cruise with great friends and family, and to many, many more. After dinner, we walked a couple laps around the ship with Diana, stopping at the aft to check out the ominous night view of the ocean behind us. As night became late night, we played a few rounds of heads up before having some late night munchies at the local.
It's day 7, Victoria, British Columbia. Well, the port time is from 8 p.m. to 11:59 p.m., so we decided to stay on the ship. My plan was to hit the gym in the morning, run on the treadmill, and do some push-ups and sit-ups to boost my metabolism. And it worked. Today is the day I take down Nick Haas on the All-Stars board, starting with number 28, Guinness, this time out of a can. The day was planned out to be a day of casual eating, drinking, and last chance whale watching. We've already done pretty much everything we wanted to, so there was no fear of missing out of any shows or activities. We're not into musicals, art auctions, or casinos, so if you're wondering why we haven't done those yet, well, that's just not us.
But what we do love is food, especially this Asian noodle bowl that Mike got me from Garden Cafe. So good. And the drinks keep coming. While Mike was having all these disgusting lagers from around the world, I was drinking Prosecco, a much better choice if you ask me. Our next round of food was a couple of tacos and some chips with salsa and guac. It's a shame you don't have something like Prosecco to go with that, Mike. Guys, guess where I found this duck? In the women's restroom. Just then, Steph came by to give us a bottle of bubbly her and Mark won at trivia. How'd she know I'd like it? Mike, have another lager.
Mark Chicken Tender McClure is venturing out,
CX10.
trying something outside the box. He's going for some Buffalo Trace.
And now that I'm 50, I feel like I need to be refined. I need to be a bourbon guy, if you will. So we've got some Buffalo Trace. I did put it on the rocks, and we're going to give it a shot, right? And now I think we're going to add a little Coke Zero to it.
You need a bigger glass.
I might need a bigger glass. So now that I'm 50, I feel like I need to be a little more refined, so I'm going to add some bourbon to my Coke Zero. That's not bad. I could deal with it, but I'm going to be honest, it's still not as good as just plain Coke Zero. Want to taste? Nope. Just a sip. Cheers, beaches.
Cheers. We learned that the bar was closing early due to some weird Canadian law about multiple bars being open on the same deck. So, my time was running short, and just as I was catching up to Nick Haas, Ravi and Mark surprised me with a cool souvenir district pint glass. That is so cool. Thank you so much, guys. Now to finish a few more beers to solidify my lead. Nick Haas has been nowhere in sight today, so safe to say he was unaware of the early closure. Anyways, the worst beers were at the end, being Miller Lite and Bud Light, which puts me at 43, 3 above Nick Haas. After a quick change, we made it to Le Bistro, our last specialty dining of the cruise. Try not to look drunk. Try not to look drunk. Oh no, the menu is in French. Try to act sober, Mike. Apparently, I had the salmon fillet and Betsy ordered the pork chop. And according to my Aunt Leticia, we were pretty vocal about how much we liked it. This was my dessert, and I don't remember what it was called, but there is evidence that I liked it. It was almost 8 p.m. now for those that wanted to get off the ship in Canada for a couple hours, but not us. We packed, took a late nap, and woke up to a night view of the port. Now there's just one thing left to do. Oh yeah, look at that. Your boy did it. It should say 43, but that's okay. Still first place.
Did we mention that we woke up with a buzz and wanted to party just one more time? Yeah, we did it from the bar. One last visit to the local for some wings and a burger. It was bittersweet knowing that we were on an amazing cruise, but it was now coming to an end in just a few short hours. A lone seagull welcomed us back into Seattle in the morning, and that's where this story ends. Thanks for joining us on this crazy adventure through Alaska's Inside Passage. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next adventure. Bye for now, beaches!